Sup y'all, Patrick here, and you've probably noticed something is different. You can't see my beautiful face. This episode is all about why that is. If you've ever seen one of the Talking Heads videos I've made before this one, you probably noticed a number of things that weren't exactly desirable visually. No, I don't mean my face. It's very unchristlike of you to think that. Go forth and repent. You see, I don't have the most ideal recording environment. I'm stuck in a very cramped corner of my already pretty cramped bedroom, so the lights and my green screen are never quite right due to how close everything is to each other. Then, to get the green screen out of the video without it looking like butt, I have to do so much processing in After Effects on my poor AMD FX 8150 Black Edition CPU and Radeon HD 7800 series GPU take over an hour to render a 10-minute video. I can only imagine how much time it would take if I actually put in the work to put in other appropriate graphics, which is something I want to start doing, so this is why you're seeing gameplay instead of my face and hot trash green screen and lighting. There are other reasons I'm doing this, but they all almost always point back to maximizing the efficiency in which I am able to create these videos, which will in turn make it so the videos actually come out on a reliable schedule. And oh yeah, it also means I can start writing out my script and reading from it instead of just making it up on the fly. If you've ever watched someone reading into a camera and they're reading it off their computer screen and not a teleprompter, you can see their eyes moving across the screen and they're not looking at the camera, they're either looking below it or off to the side or something, and it just looks really bad. So not having my face on screen means I can write out my script and read it and know that I have everything in there I wanted to say. I actually recorded a video about the Nintendo Direct that happened a couple of weeks ago and got all the way to the end and realized I hadn't said anything about Captain Toad, which was weird since that was one of the things I was most excited about. That's what happens when you just wing it. So then that brings us to the schedule and what you can expect to see from this show. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I will be uploading a video, much like this one, with gameplay footage and my disembodied voice talking over it, with some graphics and text and all that fancy stuff that I'll finally be able to do more of now that my poor PC isn't trying to eliminate a green screen. This will also free me up to be able to use the remaining time that I have to work on Twitch highlights, Patreon videos, and other stuff by not releasing a Talking Head video every single day, or trying to release multiple ones a day. This will also let me choose only topics I actually care about. I know that sounds selfish, but trust me, if I'm actually interested in the subject matter, I will be much more interesting to listen to. Each day I'm going to be playing a different game, and I'll use that game until I either beat the game or get tired of it and move on. So here's how it's going to go. On Mondays, I'll be playing a game that I'm excited about, the first of which is going to be Kirby Star Allies, and that's actually the game you're seeing me play right now. I'm going to do my best to make sure that the Monday game is something fairly new. I'll play this game until I either beat it or I get tired of it, and then I'll switch games. On Wednesday, I'll be using whatever game I'm playing for P3, which right now is Into the Breach. Side note about that, normally the playthrough of P3 would be exclusive to Patreon subscribers, and only the highlights and the chunk that I use for the Talking Heads would be made available publicly. But in this case, a good friend of the show, Joe Morgan of Righteous Fury Media, and you should definitely go check them out using the links below this video, he purchased the game for me. And since it would be a pretty crappy thing for me to make him pay to be able to see me play through it, those full-length videos will be made public 1 week after they go up on Patreon. But that won't be normal, unless of course people just start buying me games to play, which I am not going to complain about one tiny bit. On Friday, I'm going to be playing a game that I've never played before and probably would not have otherwise started playing on my own. I'm going to pick the first game, which is going to be BioShock Remastered. I'm pretty sure I got that through a Humble Bundle some time ago. My hope is that after I beat BioShock that I can let the company pick what game I play next. We'll figure that out when we get there. BioShock's not exactly a short game. It'll probably be a while before that happens. Now, maybe you're saying to yourself right now, "But Patty, I want to see your face. Bring back the old format. Change is bad." First, like I said above, I just don't have the setup to be able to do that and reasonably be able to keep up with everything else that I do here at CrossForge Gaming. And second, if this format works out and people seem to like it, I might not ever go back to the old format. So if you do want me to eventually go back to the old way of doing things, you're going to have to let me know. And you need to support the channel somehow so I can afford to buy a new PC and eventually move into a house big enough that I can have a proper office and studio space. Oh great, now he's begging for money. No, I'm not. Sure, you can give me money for nothing through the tip service we have set up for that very reason. and I'm certainly not going to discourage anyone from doing that. But I'm a big fan of people getting something for their money, and that's why CrossForge Gaming has a Patreon with rewards, a merch store, and we're Amazon affiliates and Humble partners, so you can buy stuff from them, and we get a little kickback. And that doesn't even cost you anything that you weren't already going to spend anyway. So if you want to see things get better around here, those are some simple ways you can help. Of course, sharing our content on social media is a huge help as well, and that only costs you the energy you use to click your mouse or tap your screen, and possibly being labeled by your circle of friends as that nerdy guy who's always sharing those dorky video game videos. So that's what you can expect. Thanks for watching. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down, and make sure you check us out at all the links you can find in the description below.
Of course, sharing our content on social media is a huge help as well, and that only costs you the energy you use to click your mouse or tap your screen, and possibly being labeled by your social circles. Try that again. Of course, sharing our content on social media is a huge help as well, and that only costs you the energy you use to click your mouse or tap your screen, and possibly being labeled by your social circles. That's hard to say. Of course, sharing our content on social media is a huge help. Blah. Of course, sharing our content on social media, that still sucked.